All right, so that's the official solution using a third-party server, and that's the best way to do it. But I learned a lot by doing it the wrong way, and they mention this here. Some users will notice that there is an alternative solution that does not require Burp Collaborator. It is far less subtle and far more difficult to do, but that took me last night and this morning to figure out, and I'm glad I did, because I learned some useful techniques. So I want to show you how to do this the hard way. So I don't have the professional version of Burp, so I can't run that third-party server. So what I want to do is I want to trick it into putting somebody else's token right here in as a comment. So let me get my notes. All right, so the first thing I want to do is see how it is when it posts a comment. So here is the blog post, and here are the comments. So I could make a comment down here. So I want to see what kind of request makes that comment. So I go to Burp, which is here. Okay, and I clean off all the old stuff. Okay, now I'm going to post a comment, which is going to be test and test for the name and test at AOL.com, and the website will be http test.com. Whoops. Okay, so there's a comment. I post it. And over here, I see the request that did that. Here's the post request that did it. So it went to post/post/comment, and it had a session cookie to identify who I am, which was automatically put in by the browser. And here are the parameters. CSRF, there is a cross-site request forgery field, a hidden field on that page to prevent you from repeating requests. The post ID is here, and that tells me which post I'm commenting on. You see up here, it's post ID equals 1 for this comment, for this post. Then name, email, and website. So that is the request I need to make to post a comment. Okay, now let's take a look for that CSRF. Where did this CSRF number come from? Well, if you go back to the blog, the page where you can post a comment from, you can see down here is the comment I put in, test, and if you view source, you can look for CSRF. Let me zoom this in and search for CSRF. And here it is. You see there's something called input, required type equals hidden, name equals CSRF, and value. That is the cross-site request forgery token, which you've seen them talk about this a lot. Well, that CORS is something with cross-origin resource sharing, and I didn't really understand that part of the video. And I don't have to do that. Of course, I'm not doing anything across different servers here. Anyway, so so I need to get this value. And I had to Google to find out how to get that value, but I did find out how. So now I know it is an input field with a name of CSRF. And here's where you actually almost don't need Burp at all. What you need is Chrome Developer Tools, which are in this browser. So you view Developer, JavaScript Console, which is here. This is incredibly useful. So in this console, you can view things. So for example, I found out how to get that value of the CSRF token, and it goes here. You can put things here by putting console.log. I can log 1, for example, and then it puts a 1 here. So I can put JavaScript quantities here and just see what they are. And I Googled and found somebody telling me how to refer to the name of a field, and here's how you do it. You do document query selector input name equals CSRF dot value. That will give me the value of the CSRF object on this page, and so it does. There's that value. So now I know how to get the CSRF value I need. And the other thing I'm trying to steal is the cookie. And you saw it in the video. That's simple. That's just document cookie. Console log document cookie. So now I know the right JavaScript to pull the CSRF and the JavaScript to pull the cookie. I need to figure out how to use JavaScript to make the request I need. And here is how you do it. You make an HTTP request. This is what you use. You use XML HTTP request. That will create an object which is going to be an HTTP request. And when it works, by the way, you get undefined, which means this did not create an error. It didn't return a value. Then I set this token here equal to the CSRF value. So that just does the same thing I did here. Instead of console logging it, I put it in a variable called token. Now, this is how you make the post request. You do open post. Here's the URL, post comment, the folder name. And I don't know what true is, but I'm leaving it there. True is the value I got from the tutorial. And now I have to make the request. And so I have to send CSRF equals the token, which is the CSRF value. And then I'm just filling in post ID equals 7. Well, my post ID for this is 1. So let me change that to 1. Because this is post number 1 we're using right now. All right, then a comment is test2, name is test2, email is test2 at AOL, and website is test2.com. So if I've done it correctly, this will make that post request. And I did do it correctly because I got an undefined, which is what you get when it succeeds. And if I refresh this page, I now have a test2 comment. So now I know how to use JavaScript to make a comment. Now, let's steal the cookie with this technique. So you go here, and all this is all the same. I make the request, I get the token, I post comment, and here I put in CSRF token. Now again, I've got to change the number of the post to 1. All right. And here I have comment equals document cookie. So it's going to put the cookie in the body of the comment. Yeah, undefined is just the return type. Yeah, for void functions, yeah. All right, so now I just press enter. Again, I get undefined instead of an error message. And when I refresh it, now I have the session cookie. So that's the code that steals a session cookie. Now, in this Web Security Academy challenge, anything you put here will automatically be viewed by the administrator. And then it will, I'll see the administrator session cookie if it works. So let's try it. If I post this comment here, oops, something's wrong. Okay, there. All right. So I go down here. I put this comment there. This is the one that will steal the CSRF from the page. And then let me make this post ID 1 again. All right. This will steal the cookie, and it'll post it with the name test4. So let's do that. And let's put test and test at AOL and anything here. Okay. So I'm going to put this comment there with this script in it. Okay, and now it goes to the other page. So when I go back, let's see what happens. When I go back, I look for the administrator's data, and it's not there. This is the one I stole. Here's the test one I just put there. It didn't work, and it didn't work because of this error. Cannot read properties of null reading value. And it tells you it's at this location. And what's going on here, this took me a little while to understand, although one of my consulting clients required me to do something in Node.js, so I got used to this. What's going on is this. It's actually a little bit subtle. If you view source, if you go down and find out where that comment is, okay, there's the comment. So it tries to run this command to find the CSRF value at this point when the page has loaded to this point. But the page has not loaded far enough to get down here. This is where the CSRF is. So when I run that script, the CSRF tag is not on the page yet, and you get an error message, and you don't get the CSRF tag. So I can only put comments here, and the data I need is always below that. So I have to write a more complicated script. And here's the more complicated script that does it. So get rid of that and go back to, can you force synchronous in JavaScript? There are ways to force JavaScript to do things in a certain order, but the only way I know to do this is to make another load object of the page. This is the only way I know how to do it. There might be other ways. This one is how you do it. You make a request, and you make a get request to reload this post, which is post number 1. And now it will reload it. And then you have request on load handle response. So this will reload the page, and when it reloads, it will trigger this function, and this function down here will steal the token. So now you've reloaded the page, so now it's all there. After it's reloaded, then you get the CSRF value, and now you can do this, although I'm doing it on post 1. So this should do it. This should steal the administrator's stuff, and so I'll give it a name of Q and an email of Q and a website of HTTP. Q.com, it doesn't matter. Any old junk in there will do. And post that comment. And now when I go back, I get the error message from the previous one, but this one gave me a 400 error, which makes me think that it didn't work. Let's see. No, it did work. I got the secret and I got the session cookie. So now, all I can win, I'm going to copy this stuff and put it in a text. I guess it's not going to vanish on me. Well, it might. I'm going to copy this and put it in a text editor so I've got it. All right. All right. And now I'm going to go to burp and clear all this old stuff so I don't have junk I don't need in my way. All right. And now go home. And I went to my account before, although I saw in the video he went somewhere else, but that'll do. So I went to my account, and that is the largest number here, 1134, get login. That'll do. So I send this to the repeater. And in the repeater, I have a cookie, which is the session cookie. And I thought the secret might be required too. So when I did it, I put in both secret and session there. In the video, apparently you only need the session cookie, but I figured that secret thing was there for a reason. So I put in secret and session cookie here, and then send that. And now the response is a 200 OK, and when I did it before, it told me I won. I don't know why it's not telling, not solved. Oh, I wonder if I did something wrong. Oh, well, maybe I have to do it with the interception like he did. Let me try that. I didn't have to do it that way before. Replay that in burp, insert that cookie. Wait, that's the response. Okay. Let's try putting just the session cookie in there. Oh, I know. I copied the wrong one. Ha! I copied the one from before. Here's the one from today. Okay. Let's try this. There. Secret and session. Send, and now I win. So that's what I thought. So I thought that was pretty cool, especially the use of this JavaScript console. Like I say, the real action is not in burp, and learning how to use this JavaScript console to work this out is the only way I was ever able to debug this, because it took me quite a while to get this thing right. Input name equals CSRF value. And in the JavaScript console, you can just try it until you've learned how to make the request and then just figure out how to put it in a script. So those are good techniques, and that's what I wanted to show you.